Hello everybody. I am a priest for the Church of Twitch. Today I shall regale you of the scriptures of Helix. And if I am to stumble on these sacred words, do not be butthurt, for this is written in very ancient language known as Reddit. Alright, let's begin. Long ago, there were two beings, Kabuto and Ammonite. They created the world we now know as Kanto, and all was well. But then, one day, Kabuto grew angry with his brother Ammonite. He demanded that there be equal rights between all of the people of the world, and that each one should have even say in what happens. Ammonite believed that people should have the will to do what they pleased without having to vote on it. The two argued until eventually a war was fought between them. In the end, Ammonite won, but at a great price. Both Ammonite and Kabuto were turned into mere fossils, Helix and Dome. Both fossils were then sealed off within Mount Moon, never to see the light of day again. Then, a mere 6 days ago, a young man set off on his quest to become a Pokemon Master. He, with the guidance of thousands of onlookers, selected the Charmander Abby as his first Pokemon. A few battles later, and the trainer had a mighty team at his disposal: the Charmander Abby, the Rattata Jay Leno, another Rattata unnamed, and a Pidgey who also received no name. With a mighty team at his disposal, the trainer challenged the first gym leader, Brock. He was swiftly disposed of, and the trainer carried on, one gym badge in tow. Then the trainer entered Mount Moon. There he found a nugget of gold and a stone of the moon itself. Sadly, due to the will of 1,000 misguided spirits, the trainer was forced to destroy the two objects. But all was not lost, for soon after, the trainer discovered something much more powerful. He found the fossils that had been sealed away for so long. He felt compelled to take one, and chose Helix. From that day forth, the trainer had a strong connection with the Helix fossil, asking for its guidance on many occasions. With no ability to remove or destroy the fossil, the trainer quickly realized its stance as a deity, and has carried it with him since. After exiting Mount Moon, the trainer approached a man by the name of Bill. After a short exchange, Bill handed over the trainer a ticket, with which to board the SS Ain. The trainer became compelled to seek the ticket's guidance as well, causing a divide as to who was the truest deity, for the trainer realized his foolishness, choosing to see the almighty Helix fossil as the one true savior. Soon, the trainer challenged the second gym leader, Misty, after a lengthy, intense battle. The trainer was soon declared the victor, being given the second badge as proof. The trainer then proceeded to Vermilion City, where he traded his Spearow for a Farfetch'd, known only as Dux. After an internal struggle with his actions, the trainer taught Dux Cut and boarded the SS Ain, team in tow. He now encountered a fabled obstacle, the tree. With his actions not entirely under his own control, the trainer struggled for a great while with what to do to get past the tree. Eventually, the trainer pulled forth Dux and slashed the tree to ribbons. With nothing left in his way, the trainer entered the third gym. The trainer was then faced with a challenge puzzle, but by the will of Helix, the trainer managed to solve it on his first try, going on to defeat the third leader, Surge, with his newly evolved Charmeleon. The trainer now had to return to the city at the second gym, but before returning, he traveled to a nearby route and captured a Drowsy, which was given no name. Now, with a full team of 6, the trainer resumed his journey to the city of Cerulean. As the trainer progressed on his journey, he eventually encountered a dreaded obstacle, a ledge. The ledge, under normal circumstances, would have been a minor challenge to overcome. He would need to simply walk to the left the ledge to the right, then traverse upwards and continue his journey. But the trainer was not in normal circumstances. He followed the guidance of thousands of spirits, some with good intentions and others bad. Every time the trainer would come near the right ledge, all ill-willed spirits would send the trainer careening off the ledge, forcing him to try again. But the trainer, after a whole day of attempting without end, managed to get past the accursed ledge. Triumphant, he went on to the rock tunnel, a tunnel that is black as night on the inside, but sadly, traversing this tunnel is not as easy as it would seem at first. For you see, the unnamed Rattata had learned the move Dig by the spirit's will. And many a time during the traversing the cave, Rattata will use this move, returning the trainer to the beginning of the cave. Rattata came to be known henceforth as Digrat. Some say he was a supporter of the dome, others say he was merely a fool, but in either event, one thing was certain: the trainer would not be able to progress until he and Digrat made peace. Eventually, Digrat let up, and the trainer escaped the cave unharmed. The spirits and the trainer decided that Digrat was a threat to the team, and henceforth banished him to the PC. Now, the trainer is tasked with facing yet another gym, this one guarded by yet another tree. With a mighty wave of his stick, Dux defeated the tree and earned the title of the Slayer of Trees. Following this, he came to an epic tale of strength and perseverance. The Pidgey, now evolved into a Pidgeotto, entered the gym and faced every challenge on its own. Every trainer, every Pokemon, even the gym leader, all failed to quell the strength of the bird. From this moment forth, the unnamed Pidgeotto came to be known as Bird Jesus. As time went on, the trainer realized he would need a Pokemon with the ability to traverse the seas. He contemplated taking a Vaporeon, and all the risks that came with it. You see, with the guidance of thousands, comes the ability for tremendous error. The debate was for whether to get a Vaporeon or a Lapras. Eventually, the trainer decided that Vaporeon was what he should gain. Little did he know about the Eevee was a false prophet, a servant of the Dome. He obtained the Eevee, and then things went horribly wrong. In his attempts to gain the Water Stone, he unintentionally bought a Fire Stone, losing him his one chance to get a Vaporeon. Now, with no need of the Eevee, the trainer went to deposit the Pokemon into his PC, but then the false prophet led him to do two damnable acts. The trainer, unable to control his own actions, released both Jay Leno and his longest friend, Abby. To make all matters worse, Digrat was retrieved from his banishment. All hopes of the trainer relied on Bird Jesus, but with the team brought back to a full six by means of a captured Oddish, there was much risk in regaining their one hope and savior. From that day forth, the Eevee's misdeeds were brought to light, leading to be publicly dubbed the False Prophet. After going to Celadon City, the trainer attempted to defeat an evil organization by entering their secret base, but alas, Digrat forced them to exit not once, but twice. In addition, the false prophet was given hold of the Firestone, evolving it into a Flareon. The trainer emerged at the will of the prophet and Digrat, attempted to deposit them into his PC. But the will of the Dome, powered by the false prophet, led the trainer to deposit Bird Jesus, his strongest Pokemon at the time. The spirits desperately attempted to help the trainer retrieve Bird Jesus, but at a terrible price. The almighty Helix fossil was dropped into the PC. He died for the sins of the trainer and spirits, so did the trainer. Head hung low, continued on without its guidance. But the trainer, he knew he was not lost without the Helix fossil, and, as if by chance, he found himself once again at the front of the PC. He knew at this moment that he had to get back his Lord and Savior. He struggled with all of his might, and eventually retrieved the almighty Helix. But then the trainer encountered the most daunting obstacle yet, a maze. The trainer, with no will of his own, and the mercy of thousands of onlookers, simply could not fathom a path through the maze, with every step sending him careening off to nowhere. It was at this moment when the Dome fossil, fought forever to be trapped within Mount Moon, escaped from his prison. With nothing stopping him, he resumed his war against his brother, the Helix fossil, and thus was set into place a democracy and anarchy system. The onlookers could decide they should side with Helix or Dome. For a while, democracy reigned, slowing the trainer's progress to a step at a time. But the loyal followers of Helix would not let this stop them. They rioted by grinding the train to a halt, shouting, "Start 9! Start 9! Start 9!" With the player unable to move, anarchy once more reigned, and lo, both Drowsy and the false prophet were hence deposited into the PC. Drowsy was henceforth known as the keeper of the false prophet, or simply, the keeper, tasked with the burden of protecting the world from the false prophet. After a struggle between the forces of Helix and Dome, anarchy reigned supreme, and fortune smiled upon the trainer. For after the forces of anarchy triumphed, the false prophet was released, never to be seen again, and the keeper was retrieved. Battles fought between Helix and Dome were fierce, and in the midst of it all, the trainer fought desperately against the maze. For what seemed like many days, the trainer escaped the maze and on to battle with the crime syndicate's evil leader, Giovanni. Their battle was intense, ending with just Bird Jesus and Kangaskhan battling with a modicum of health left each. Sadly, Bird Jesus had confused itself and died from a sand attack. But this did not deter the trainer. He re-entered the evil place, and after many trials by Digrat, fought the leader once more, and this time the trainer was triumphant. With the leader of crime gang defeated, all was left was for the trainer to get the Sylph Scope, an item necessary to traverse through the Pokemon Tower, but just as he was about to grab it, Digrat took the trainer out of the building. The trainer nearly lost hope, but he knew that this journey will end in glory, so he continued on. He re-entered the hideout again, and got the Sylph Scope. Scope in hand, the trainer traveled to the town of Lavender, where the Pokemon Tower awaited him. But before he could journey into the tower, he was challenged by his longtime rival, a trainer named Blue. The trainer lost a few Pokemon, but once Bird Jesus was sent out, he paved the way for the trainer by obliterating all in his path. With his rival out of the way, the trainer entered the most daunting challenge yet, the Pokemon Tower. But alas, success was not meant to be, for even the mighty Bird Jesus could not help the trainer for the tower. The onlookers forged a new path for the trainer. Send him forth to the south to train the Keeper and Digrat, and gain the TM Swift. The trainer endured many battles along the way, finally got his hands on the TM Swift, and taught it to Digrat. But this is not enough to help the trainer for the Pokemon Tower, so the Hive Mind regrouped and changed their objective once more. They decided to go northwards to train the Keeper. In the process of doing so, however, the Keeper fell, and Digrat came to choose the name of AJ. They caught the Zubat, who soon to be known as Jess, the Dashbat, and to their Oddish came to be known as Cabbage. Another Zubat was captured and named X. Soon, it was time once again to face the tower, and once again the trainer was not successful. So, a new plan was devised. The trainer would go forth to Saffron, obtain the TM for Psychic, which would be taught to the Keeper. In the process, the decision was made to challenge the Dojo leader and obtain a Hitmon. The trainer successfully defeated the Dojo Master and gained a Hitmonlee named C3KO. However, he was deposited into the PC. But things were not as simple as that for the trainer, for he soon found himself trapped in the Pokemart, at the mercy of the young girl who spoke of the highly expensive revives. After being freed from her grasp, the trainer went to retrieve C3KO, but in the process, he dropped the Sylph Scope into the PC, which is needed to defeat the Pokemon Tower. In the trainer's frantic attempts to retrieve it, he released C3KO before he could be used in battle. Soon after, X was released as well, followed by the depositing of Cabbage. Thankfully, both Cabbage and the Sylph Scope were retrieved. But following a tragic loss of C3KO, the trainer's only hope was to teach the Keeper Psychic. After a long while of failing to do so, the trainer managed to teach the Keeper, and re-entered the tower yet again. Unfortunately, the trainer fell yet again, but not before capturing a Ghastly who received no name. After many more failed attempts to go through the tower, several caused by Digrat, and many more failed attempts to go through the tower, several caused by Digrat, as by the Witch, guardian of the tower. The trainer made it to the 5th floor, farther than he had ever gone before. Sadly, in his euphoria, he accidentally taught the Keeper Headbutt in place of Psychic. With his morale crushed, the trainer once again fell at the hands of the tower, and went to the cursed PC. He managed to deposit Jess, and instead retrieved Ghastly in its place. But then came a miracle. The trainer traveled to rename Bird Jesus, and lo, 3 days after the release of Abby, the name of Bird Jesus was revealed as thus, Abby Jesus. Abby had died, but in 3 days rose again in the form of Bird Jesus. What's more, on another traveling for the cursed tower, Digrat evolved, hereby known as Big Rat. Together, all the members of the team joined and took down the evil guardian of the 5th floor. With spirits high, the trainer continued on his way through the tower. It took a great many attempts, but after what seemed to be days, yet was mere hours, the trainer finally reached the top of the tower. He battled the crime organization at the top, and rescued an old man by the name of Fuji, and got the Pokeflute. Soon, the trainer went to battle with the Snorlax, a Pokemon who blocked his access to further towns. He tried to capture the Snorlax, but fled from his presence. So endeth Week 1. May the Lord Helix. Following the fleeing of the Snorlax, the trainer gathered for himself a Super Rod, preparing for any tragedy that could ever occur on the Isle of Cinnabar. And lo, in wake of the gathering of the Super Rod, Cabbage evolved, and became a Gloom. Soon after, the trainer arrived in Fuchsia City, but at a price. Williston Town, the remaining member of the trainer's team, Abby Jesus, came down with a great illness. The lines between anarchy and democracy grew closer to decided democracy in hopes that the train could reach the Pokemon Center before Abby Jesus fell prey to his sickness. But it was not meant to be, for Abby Jesus fell mere steps from the center, and the cruel forces of fate brought the trainer back to the town of Lavender. But this did not deter the trainer, for lo, after being sent back to Lavender, he persisted until he once again reached the town of Fuchsia. Soon after, the battle between Helix and Dome, thought long dead, resurged, with democracy being brought back to the front. No sooner taken by anarchy, but the battle continued on since. The trainer had then entered the town safari zone so he could get the much-needed surf TM, but it was for naught, as Big Rat dug them out. The trainer then decided to risk losing his money by going straight for the Pokemon gym. Surprisingly, the trainer managed to defeat all of the trainers in the gym in one go, being left with only Abby Jesus in his party, and the leader, Koga, as his opponent. But sadly, it was not meant to be, for Abby Jesus went down, sending the trainer back to the Pokemon Center, but the trainer tried again, and this time was successful in defeating his foe. The trainer, now with 5 badges under his belt, returned to the Safari Zone to obtain Surf once more. This would be the trainer's most difficult challenge yet. He had to enter Safari Zone to gain Surf, but doing so required him to get designed to the specific location in 500 steps or less. Whoops. And being at the will of thousands of spirits, the trainer's odds did not appear well, and indeed, he failed too often. He would have too little funds in order to try again, but the trainer would not let him falter. He tried and tried and tried again. Battles were fought. Pokemon captured. The forces of anarchy and democracy exchanged control time and time again, but in the end, the trainer triumphed. The forces of democracy, of all things, leading him to the HM he so desperately desired. With the Safari Zone conquered, the trainer proceeded to grab the HM for strength, and continue on his way. It was a long journey for the trainer, but he eventually made his way to Saffron City once more, where he would be able to attempt the 6th gym. But sadly, the gym was blocked by a member of the crime organization, so, with nowhere else to go, the trainer entered Sylph Co., the company which made the Sylph Scope. The trainer had inquired from the evil gang, but, as the trainer traveled to the tower, the spirits guided him suddenly silenced themselves, with no guidance. Time itself seemed to stand still, and the trainer could not bring himself to act. After an agonizing wait for the trainer, the spirits returned, and the trainer subsequently lost his last remaining Pokemon and returned to the Saffron Pokemon Center. After many failed trials through the company, the trainer defeated his rival once more and gained a Lapras, which came to be known as Air. Before the trainer could get the evil crime leader, he fell once more. After that, the trainer taught Air the move Surf, and soon after the move Strength. With the aid of a Venonat cat in the Safari Zone known as ATV, the trainer once more attempted to climb Sylph Co. and face the opponent at the top, and lo, this time the trainer prevailed, and was rewarded with a Master Ball. With the crime syndicate defeated for the time, the trainer traveled to the Gym of Saffron, where he would fight the leader, Sabrina. Only one Pokemon stood in the way of his goal, a Haunter, who had cruelly hypnotized the trainer's Pokemon and devoured their dreams. After many tries, the trainer defeated the Foul Spectre, and took to battling the leader, and lo, the trainer defeated the leader, and gained the 6th badge. With a Master Ball in tow, the trainer decided to capture one of the strongest Pokemon known to man, a Zapdos. However, doing so would bring him back to the dreaded ledge. It once again took a great while, but the trainer did make it past relatively unharmed. With the ledge conquered once more, all was left for the trainer going to the power plant, and Zapdos could be his. And so it was that the trainer did reach the Zapdos at the end of the plant, and captured it in his Master Ball, but soon, the greatest tragedy the trainer ever faced, in efforts to retrieve the Zapdos named Anarchy Jesus. A great many Pokemon came to be released, including Cabbage, Ducks, and Big Rats, leaving Zapdos in PC limbo. After many struggles, the trainer resorted to democracy to successfully retrieve the legendary creature. The trainer mourned for those lost on the Bloody Sunday. And on that Bloody Sunday, some fought back to the false prophet. Was the false prophet truly evil, or merely misguided? All the hatred that had been wrought by the spirits was thrown into question, and many had doubt as to the evils of the prophet. Some now say that he was merely a martyr, sent from Helix to suffer for our sins. Some say he was a victim of circumstance, simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But whatever they thought, the new view of the false prophet softened that day. But, unhindered by the loss of many close allies, the trainer began the long trek to his hometown, where he would be able to cross the island of Cinnabar and challenge the 7th leader. After a long journey, the trainer reached Cinnabar Island, and on that day their trainer revived the Helix fossils. The heavens shook, the sky split in two, the seas rumbled and the ground quaked, but lo, it was done. Thy god, Ammonite, was brought back, but before he could return to the realm of mortals, the god was given one final trial. He was placed in the PC at the risk of being released. But after a tense encounter with the PC, the trainer sacrificed a keeper to the PC, retrieving his god from the wicked hell. The keeper, now within the PC, would forever keep hold over the foul invention, ensuring it will never harm another for as long as he lived. And so, with his god revived, the trainer set off to the Pokemon Mansion, where the trainer could acquire a key for the 7th gym. But then, the cruel forces of fate decided to intervene once more for the trainer, for as he approached a table within the mansion, a burglar stepped in the way and blocked the trainer's path. With no way to escape, the trainer was forced to fight wild Pokemon until his entire team fainted, in an event that will be known as Grindhog Day. It took what seemed like hours, but the trainer's Pokemon eventually passed out, forcing the trainer's retreat to the Pokemon Center. The trainer then chose to change strategies. He took the TM Surf and taught it to Lord Ammonite, so that he may walk on water as a god rightly should. Soon the trainer was back within the Pokemon Mansion, on his way to retrieve the desperately needed key. And finally, after a long journey for the mansion, the trainer obtained the secret key. So, with nothing to stop him, the trainer made his way to the 7th gym to face his leader, Blaine. And lo, the trainer defeated him with no hindrance. And so, with only one gym left to beat before challenging the Pokemon League, the trainer set forth for Viridian City to challenge the 8th leader, a man shrouded in mystery. After many attempts to enter the gym, courtesy of an ill-placed ledge, the trainer fought through the gym, only to discover the gym leader was Giovanni, the leader of the same crime organization he had bested twice before. The trainer battled Giovanni, but was unable to defeat him. But before returning for a rematch, the trainer traveled back to his hometown, both to heal his comrades and to safely deposit the Pokeflute into his PC. And so, with the Pokeflute deposited, the trainer traveled back to Viridian City and challenged the leader once more. And lo, the trainer defeated the evil leader, and obtained the 8th badge. The leader, destroyed by his loss at the hands of a child, shut down the evil organization and fled from the gym, never to return. With all 8 badges in hand, the trainer now set off his last remaining challenge, Victory Road. But not so be easy for the trainer. Before getting to the league, the trainer had to face his new rival once more, and soon after face a cruel series of ledges. It took more than a movement to defeat his rival, so it's all keeping that trainer from his destiny was Victory Road and, before even that, the cruelest ledge in Kanto. But the trainer had an epiphany. The trainer realized that once failure in Victory Road, it would mean having to pass the cruel ledge again. So the trainer traveled to Cinnabar once more, and he trained. He trained until his Pokemon were ready for the hardships that lay ahead, and when he finished training, he returned to the ledge and conquered it with ease. And soon, after all that was left in the trainers, that was Victory Road. And so the trainer fought his way through, facing puzzles and opponents alike. The trainer would not be stopped. He battled his way through, and behold, he emerged victorious. Now, the trainer's ultimate goal laid before him, the Indigo Plateau, and the Elite Four. The trainer fought long and hard. He attempted many times to defeat the Elite Four in one attempt. The priorly fought weak ATV took down a Dragonite on his own, earning him a newfound respect. Finally, after many hours, he defeated the Elite Four, and discovered that there was one final opponent, his rival, Blue. And so, the final showdown began. The trainer sent in Battery Jesus, who took down most of Blue's team. King Fonz took down Blue's Rhyhorn. And then, at long last, Battery Jesus took down Blue's Blastoise, and then, silence. The trainer heard silence. The thousands of voices that had filled his head from the day he started his journey finally left him. He had no guidance, no one to tell him what to do. He had freedom. He was finally free to make his own actions, to do whatever he wanted. No more would he stumble about in a maze. No more would naming his close friends be a chore. Even the dreaded PC lost all meaning, and the trainer could access it without fear. At long last, the trainer was free. And that, my friends, is the story of the trainer. Where will the trainer go next? What will he do? Only Helix knows. And may he guide him on the path most righteous. Praise be unto Helix.